Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our news program. My name is Samira Galoro. Leaders from northeastern region have condemned the deadly violence along the Mwingi-Garissa road, warning that the escalating clashes threaten to unravel years of peaceful coexistence between neighboring communities. In a statement read by Elders Member of Parliament Aden Kainan on behalf of the Northeastern Parliamentary Group, the lawmakers express alarm over the worsening insecurity along the Kitui-Garissa county boundary, where violent skirmishes have left several people dead, others injured and property destroyed. The caucus described the attacks as a grave assault on peace, human dignity and the rule of law, saying the loss of innocent lives and the suffering inflicted on families and communities were unacceptable. The legislators extended their condolences to bereaved families and pledged solidarity with those affected by the violence. They strongly condemned what they termed ethnically driven attacks, incitement and lawlessness, warning that such acts undermine the fragile harmony communities in the region have worked hard to build. Tension remains high in parts of Kitui County after Mwingi Central MP Gideon Mulungi urged residents to maintain a blockade on the Mwingi-Garissa road, a key route linking northeastern Kenya to Nairobi, saying it will stay closed until specific demands are met. Speaking to residents, the MP said the community is holding kennels and will not reopen the road until the animals' owners are identified and the person responsible for the killing of a local child is arrested. He advised road users who rely on the route to seek alternative means of transport, including air travel, if they wish to pass through the area. The remarks have sparked reactions across the country, with critics accusing him of escalating an already tense situation instead of promoting calm. The developments follow unrest in Mwingi town, where businesses owned by Somali traders were broken into and looted during demonstrations on Tuesday. Traders reported losses running into millions as property was destroyed and goods stolen. The unrest came after earlier clashes in the area that left several people dead. In another news, Justice Patricia Nyaundi has upheld an objection by Katiba Institute against COFEC's application for the withdrawal of a petition challenging the controversial health data sharing agreement between Kenya and the United States. Nyaundi agreed that courts must retain control over constitutional petitions filed in the public interest and that a notice of withdrawal may be declined where sufficient constitutional questions remain for determination. The judge noted that Okiya Omtata had already expressed willingness to continue prosecuting the matter alongside his own petition number E816 of 2025, making it necessary for the court to allow the case to proceed to conclusion. COFEC had informed the court that it had entered into a consent agreement with the government and sought to withdraw the matter. However, Katiba Institute, through its lawyer Joshua Malizo, opposed the move, arguing that constitutional violations cannot be settled through consent if the alleged breaches still exist.
This is 95.0 Ikra News.
Still in court, a Nairobi court has acquitted former Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko of money laundering charges, ruling that the prosecution failed to meet the required legal standard of proof. In its decision, the court found that the evidence presented was insufficient to link Sonko to the alleged laundering of proceeds of crime. However, the case is not over. The court held that Sonko still has a case to answer regarding separate allegations related to the award of tenders during his tenure at City Hall. The magistrate said the evidence on record, if left unchallenged, could support a conviction on those charges. The prosecution has alleged that officials within the Nairobi City County government manipulated procurement processes to favor selected entities, resulting in the irregular awarding of contracts and potentially leading to the loss of public funds. The charges are part of a broader anti-corruption investigation that has been ongoing for years. Sonko, who was arrested in 2019 and later impeached in 2020, has consistently denied any wrongdoing, insisting that the case against him is politically motivated. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC) has commended Commissioner Anne Nderitu for her leadership and the many reforms she championed during her tenure at the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties at a special launch to see her off. Taking it to their X handle, the IEBC has noted that in a farewell luncheon hosted by Auditor, ORPP colleagues, partners and stakeholders from the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties gathered to honor Nderitu's institutional reforms, professionalism and her role in building Kenya's political party systems. During the event, Moses Nkuli, Acting Commission Secretary, CEO of IEBC, acknowledged Nderitu's unwavering leadership and strong institutional focus. He noted her appointment to the Commission as timely and important for the future of elections in Kenya. In his remarks, John Lorinoku, chairperson of IEBC, thanked staff, partners and international partners for the role they have played in the transformation of Office of the Registrar of Political Parties into an institution of choice and credentials. Meanwhile, ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna has opened up on his fallout with party deputy leader Oburu Odinga, saying he once offered to resign to avoid tensions at the top of the party following Raila Odinga's death. Speaking in an interview with a local radio station, Sifuna said the dispute is rooted in the party's constitution and internal rules, arguing that the leadership must operate within established structures. Sifuna recalled a meeting at ODM headquarters Chungwa House, where he said he confronted Oburu over public remarks calling for his removal. He linked the tensions to a past stormy ODM meeting in Kakamega, saying he was initially the target of heckling, but the plan backfired and later Oburu publicly suggested he could be kicked out of the party. Sifuna said he told Oburu that the relationship between the party leader and the Secretary General is intimate and could not work if there were unresolved tensions. Now, the United States is pressing ahead of plans for an international coalition to open the Strait of Hormuz, according to a State Department cable seen by Reuters, as oil prices surge on fears of lengthy disruptions to global fuel supplies. 2 months into the war that started with U.S.-Israel strikes on Iran, the vital sea channel remains closed, choking off 20% of the world's supplies of oil and gas. That has sent global energy prices surging and heightened concerns about the risk of an economic downturn. Efforts to resolve the conflict have hit an impasse, with a ceasefire in place since April 8, but Iran still blocking the strait in response to a U.S. naval blockade of Iran's oil exports, the country's economic lifeline. U.S. President Donald Trump is slated to receive a briefing on Thursday on plans for a series of fresh military strikes on Iran in hopes of making Iran more flexible on nuclear issues in negotiations, Axios site reported yesterday. And now you're up to date at 10 minutes past the hour. My name is Samira Galoro. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.